Our guest, the flamboyant, some would say outrageous Reverend Ike.
People have, a lot of people, and especially religious people and some minorities, have been just subconsciously programmed to be poor. And some people's religion have taught them, blessed are the poor. And and a rich man can't get into heaven. I usually say, well, if a rich man can't get into heaven, where does a poor man stand a chance? And so people have been, a lot of people try to be poor. In some religions, as you know, and this is interesting too, people take the vow of poverty. But there's a group called the Little Something Another of the Poor. I'm not going to call the whole name, but they have a very wealthy, multi-million-dollar investment program. So I usually say, ain't nobody poor but the poor. And the best thing you can do for the poor is not be one of them. What does that mean? In other words, do something for yourself so that you won't be poor. And by your example, you can motivate the poor and you can help the poor. You see, the poor don't run factories so that they can hire people. It's only the productive people who can help other people.
Given what you preach, given what you've said about conventional Christianity, I'm not sure you are a minister in the traditional sense that I know it. Is that true?
Well, I don't know exactly what your concept is of a minister, but I do believe in God. I do believe in Jesus Christ. I am a Christian, probably not by anybody else's definition, because I believe that Christ is the presence of God in every man.
How do you find in the Bible your justification for, well, let me call it straight out, say, the glorification of money?
Well, I don't think that I glorify money. I don't think...
Well, let's begin there. Let's start. What do you think of money?
Well, I think that money is wonderful stuff. I think that too many people are hypocritical about money. That's really the difference in my position on money. I am not hypocritical about money. I like money, and money likes me. I have a great relationship with money. And I laugh at the ministers and even other people who say that money is filthy and money is dirty. And yet before you leave that church, they're going to want some of that filthy, dirty money. And people need to stop being a hypocrite about money. There's an Irish proverb that I like to quote. Money swore an oath that nobody who did not love her would ever have her. You know, the Apostle Paul said in the Bible that the love of money is the root of all evil. And this gives some people what I call a money rejection complex. They think that money is evil. And I only find two things evil about money. The first and most evil thing about money is the lack of money. If there's anything more evil than the love of money, it's the lack of money. And anybody who's ever experienced the lack of money can tell you that. When I grew up in South Carolina, I went to school, lunch was 7 cents a day, and I didn't have the 7 cents. And I'll tell you that lack of money was evil. The second evil thing about money is when a person permits himself to become the servant of money instead of money becoming his servant.
Let's stay with you, though, for the moment, because in doing the research, preparing for you, if you go back and read about the Reverend Ike in the late 60s, early 70s, the white establishment press really portrayed you as a charlatan. They never quite said it, but here you were gathering up the money from the poor, preaching wealth and high living as a goal. I'm not sure I see the difference from what you were saying in the power of positive thinking than what all the other white guys were saying.
There is no difference.
But you were running around in a jumpsuit, and you're running around. Let me see this watch. Can you hold up the camera?
Well,
why in God's name are you wearing that?
This makes time valuable.
Indeed, it does. What that thing costs? Let me see.
And after all, you know, Jesus did
gold?
say...
Wait a minute. Is this gold?
It had better be.
And these are diamonds?
They had better be.
And this is a diamond here?
It had better be.
Why do you wear all that stuff?
Well, it's my personality. I like that. Some people like Volkswagens and some people like Rolls Royces. I like Rolls Royces, and I don't argue with the person who would prefer a Volkswagen.
How many Rolls Royces do you have?
I don't know.
Come on, you know how many.
I really don't know. I know that we have purchased at least 20. I don't know how many we have left. Haven't counted them lately.
What do you want 20 Rolls Royces for?
It was a very good investment, because we have Rolls Royces now that have appreciated several 100%. You see, I'm also a good businessman. And all of this is owned by the church.
Why have the church in it? That's my point. Why do you need God mixed up in straightforward?
All right. The Bible is the foremost book in positive self-image psychology in the use of the power of the mind. The book of Proverbs says, as a man thinks, so is he. St. Paul says in the book of Romans in the New Testament, be you transformed by the renewing of your mind. And I'm saying not only to black people, but to all people, that the power of the mind is the power of God within every man. And once you learn how to use the power of your mind, you can be what you want to be, do what you want to do, and have what you want to have.
Okay, why does all this money get wrapped in? Why do you stand up and have all these Rolls Royces, wear all this jewelry? And I mean,
I must exemplify my own philosophy. I make the audacious claim that you can't lose with the stuff I use. And I don't want anybody to teach me prosperity unless that person is showing that they're prospering also. And people need prosperity symbols. People need success symbols. One of the problems I had growing up poor and in fundamentalist religion was that every once in a while I would hear the ministers and people say, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Suddenly I said, well, then why is it I don't have 7 cents to go into the school lunchroom today? Why is it that my shoes are without soles? Why is it that I'm suffering this poverty if the Lord is my shepherd and I shall not want? And I said, if this is the truth, I'm going to demonstrate it. If it's not the truth, I'm going to forget the whole thing. Even Jesus said,
what's the truth?
if it is the truth that the Lord is my shepherd and I shall not want, I'm going to demonstrate it.
You mean want physically?
Right. In other words, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, indicates to me that the Lord provides what I need. The Lord will work in me, through me, and as me, and in my mind, so that my needs will be provided, and that I do not need to suffer want and privation. And I said, if that's the truth, I'm going to preach it and demonstrate it. If it's not, forget the whole thing.
Well, Reverend, I don't want to get in the way of your basic philosophy here, but my Sunday school reading of I shall not want meant that I don't want for a shepherd or a lord, not that I shall not want for a TV or a steak dinner or a Rolls Royce.
Well, to me, it means I shall not want for any good thing that I want and that I am willing to work for. Now, a lot of people don't see the other side of Reverend Ike. They see the flamboyant side. But we have a church and a school here in New York City. And we teach positive self-image psychology, positive self-motivation. We have a business of living department where we bring in experts who teach people how to get into their own businesses. And we have, among our supporters, people who have become millionaires and multimillionaires.
Yeah. Oh, I think your self-improvement program has in a sense proved itself and all of the original skeptics. And however, how much money you're making, which is beside the point, maybe.
Well, I'm not suffering. The Lord is my shepherd, and I do not want. And we get a lot of people off of drugs. We get a lot of people off of welfare. We get a lot of people starting their own businesses. We have some people who come to our business of living meetings and our church services on Sunday and on Monday. They start their own businesses. And they have success that is beyond anything that they had ever experienced before, because we give them ideas. I make the statement, ideas make millionaires. And you see, people have got to understand the power of an idea. If you get a positive idea in your mind and you believe in it and you're willing to work toward it, you can be what you want to be.